it's like a scheming.
It's scary.
Yeah, very scary.
Yeah, and because more than likely, the love bombing is being used by an abuser or mainly a narcissist, typically. And those kind of people are trying to lure somebody in under their control, okay? And this is why people fall into the trap, because at the beginning, it feels so effortless, and the red flags in the person are hard to spot because think about it. You're around them and all they're doing is making you feel so good about yourself. And who doesn't want to feel affirmed? Who doesn't want to feel wanted and needed and like the best thing ever? Like at the core, we all want that. So when they are constantly doing and saying all these amazing things about you, it's super hard to spot the red flags. This is why it's called a love bomb. Think about it. The love bomb, the bomb goes off and then there's fog. And you know what it is?
I just realized the analogy. I think I'm very visual. You know, in Hunger Games, when Snow would send down what would be the treats, and they had the pretty little music, and then they would on the last thing, there were the bombs at the end, and they all went off. It was like this ding, ding, ding. It was like kind of eerie, actually, because you knew something bad was about to happen. But often people watching on a love bomb know something bad's about to happen, but the person in there is like, oh, pretty music. This is Disney. This is what I want. And next, all of a sudden, it's a big bomb. And destruction. You're like, I never saw it coming. And that was the whole point. Saw it coming. We love you, Katniss.
I thought it was like a nice big bomb with a big pink heart on it.
Nice. All right.
Dropping.
Like
and it was like a...
I think both analogies work because if the bomb goes off...
though.
But it was like an explosion of like, it's just such intense, not genuine love.
Right.
Like toxic... really enticing taking love.
And if you are just wanting, like, I also think about the movie He's Just Not That Into You, which she's like, he said, like, he was like, Gigi, every woman wants to be the exception to the rule, but you're not the exception to the rule. And I think with love bombing, the most dangerous place to be is that you're just wanting to convince yourself, whether you've had a bad past experience or you just so desire marriage, which, hey, I get you. I'm literally, I get it. But when you so desire this to be true, your eyes are now blinded to love bombing because you refuse to see any other road other than you guys are all crazy. This guy or this girl is legit and everything they're saying is true. Like you're actually at the most dangerous place because you want to be convinced that this is real.
Right. Exactly. Because it usually starts with like, there's already some sort of lack or insecurity in us. And
which, welcome to life. We all have them.
Exactly. 1,000%. And so if you don't know about this in advance, and especially I feel like people are, when we're talking about this, we want to like clarify and we'll go through scenarios because if you've never experienced it, it can seem like, wow, that's really scary. Because you can find yourself, I mean, I feel like a word of caution for anybody listening is if you ever get into a relationship that's fast and furious, there's infatuation, you like see this person, they are the bee's knees, but you don't really know them all that well. Because we've had people that we've worked with even that have been like, Kate, you transformed my dating life. I met this guy in 3 months. We are going to get engaged.
Was that me? Did I do that? Was that my story? I'm so confused.
And it's like,
we're talking about
everything is just aligned so well. Like, I'm like, first of all, you're an infatuation. And second of all, I'm concerned if there's a form of love bombing going on because you're very clearly in a zone. And there might not be love bombing. It might just be true infatuation. But anytime you find a deep sense of connection with a person you really don't know very well, you should be a bit concerned.
That is such a good caveat that you really don't know that well.
Right.
It takes time.
Like to be that deep in love and know them that little, like the two don't align.
Yeah.
They shouldn't align.
No, right. But that's like, because I mean, my parents and everyone has a story like this. This is going back to I'm the exception, not the rule. My parents met and married in 6 months,
Yes.
Which to this day, for the record, don't be taking this as an excuse because they say they do not recommend that. But they met and married. And so people can take that and go, see, I knew. Yeah. See, now this guy or this girl that I just met, we just met and we both love God. Yes. Therefore, we love each other. And I'm like, what do you know about each other? Like, do they have siblings? Where did they grow up? Do they have a pet?
Have you
Do
ever
they
had a
have
conflict?
job? Like,
Yes.
you don't know them. You don't take it. We have the same. We like the same favorite color or the
Right.
same. We both love In and Out. Like, that's not enough.
Exactly. Well, the reality is that honestly, anyone can pretend to be anyone
For any amount of
for a short amount of time.
What did I say? What's the
usually
amount
like
of time?
60 to 90 days.
Okay.
Like
It's really hard.
dang.
It's really
you
hard
can
to
kind of put on a
hide
show
character.
in that, especially 60
But if you
days.
fall deep in that 60 to 90 days,
That's the thing with love
When
bombing
they
numbers. You
do.
become so
Mhm.
enticed. There was such a funny quote, Elise, from our last episode. If you're wearing rose-colored glasses, all the flags are the same color.
yo, I used to say that is so good. I used to say that for those who don't know, part of my story is that I was married and divorced in the same year in 2017, publicly in ministry. But I say all the time that I saw my ex's red flags not as a warning, but as the color scheme to our wedding. Like, I was like, oh my God, red is such a good color for a wedding.
Oh my goodness.
Red, black, and white. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Like, that's how I saw them. I didn't see them as a warning. I saw them as like, guess who I can fix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the pastor.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at what God can do. It's called a testimony. Ever heard of it?
Right.
No, you're
this
an
is
idiot.
my
Like, wake
this
up.
is my cross to bear.
Exactly. God must
Like
really trust
overlooking
me.
it, which
Yeah.
we talked about,
Like,
because I'm
no,
like you.
God's trying to rescue you.
That's what I used to do.
Exactly.
So, Elise, I want to know, what is like either your first love bombing experience or just like a really memorable one? What did it look like at the start? How did